Welcome to the next lecture in this course on signals and systems. So, in the last lecture, we started the system representation with the help of differential equations, and we had seen that the solution of the differential equation, it will contain two different terms. One will be the natural response and the other one will be called the forced response. And in that we had seen that one response was due to the input and the other response was due to the initial conditions alone, or if specifically if I mention that the component of the output which is associated with the initial conditions, that was termed as the natural response, whereas the component of the output which is due to only the input, that is called the forced response of the system. So, we have seen one example based on calculating the natural response of the system. Now, we move on to the next you can say part in the response, and that is the forced response of the system. Okay. So, forced response is the solution to the differential equation for the given input, assuming that the initial conditions are 0. Okay. So, the assumption in calculating the forced response is that the initial conditions are 0. Okay. Now, this forced response, it will again contain the sum of two components. The first term will be of the same form as the natural response, and the second term will be a particular solution. Okay. So, this forced response it will contain a sum of two components. The first component is the term of the same form as the natural response, so this will be the first of that term, and the second term will be a term which is called the particular solution. Okay. So, in evaluating the forced response, we should have both these terms present. So, the summation of these two will constitute the forced response. Now, the particular solution is denoted by this representation yt, and in bracket there is a small p that represents the particular solution. It actually represents any solution to the differential equation for the given input, and it is usually obtained by assuming the system output has the same general form as the input. Okay. So, whatever is the input given, the same general form can be assumed for particular you can say solution. So, for example, if I say let us suppose that for a discrete time system, if the input is represented by xn equals to alpha raised to the power n, then we can assume the output of the form ypn equals to c alpha n. So, here you can get some idea. Okay. And just find the constant c, that this ypn is the solution to the system's difference equation. Okay. So, this is how the particular solution can be determined. So, I will discuss some more example, like for continuous time case, if the input is 1, then the particular solution will be simply a constant, or if the input is e raised to the power minus at, then the particular solution can be represented as c e raised to the power minus at, or if the input is represented by cos omega t plus phi, then the particular solution can be written as C1 cos omega t plus C2 sin omega t. Okay, so this is for the particular solution. If this is the input, then this will be your particular solution for continuous time case. Okay, so similarly we can have for discrete time case as well. Now quickly we can take one example. Again we just consider the same example as we took for the previous in the previous lecture for natural response. I will again redraw the circuit. This is a simple RL circuit. Okay, R and L are in series, and this is input xt, this is xt, this is R, this is L. So this is a simple RL circuit. Let me just connect this line. Okay, now the question is, you have to find a particular solution for this system with an input xt equals to cos omega naught t volt. Okay, so this is the question, that if this is the given input, find the particular solution for this problem. Okay, so again you know that the differential equation which represent this system can be obtained easily. So this will be the differential equation. Okay, now we assume a particular solution of the form. Let us assume that the particular solution is of this form: C1 cos omega naught t plus C2 cos omega naught t. Okay, so you can replace yt in the differential equation by this ypt. Okay, and xt with the input given, that is cos omega naught t. So just after replacing, now I will rewrite that differential equation again. So that will become RC1 cos omega naught t plus RC2 sin omega naught t minus L omega naught C1 sin omega naught t plus L omega naught C2 cos omega naught t equals to cos omega naught t. Okay, so just in this differential equation, that is the first one which we have written, you have just substitute this ypt in place of yt, and in place of xt you have written down this input which is given in the problem. So now the coefficients C1 and C2, they can be obtained very easily by separating or equating the coefficients of cos omega naught t and sin omega naught t. Okay, so just if you equate these coefficients, what you will get, you will get something like this: RC1 plus L omega naught C2 equals to 1, and minus L omega naught C1 plus RC2 equals to 0. Okay, so if you solve these equations for C1 and C2, what you will get, C1 equals to r over r square plus L square omega naught square, and C2 will come as L omega naught upon r square plus L square omega naught. Okay, so these will be the values of C1 and C2. Now you can write the particular solution as, the particular solution will be represented as again this yp t. So it can be written as r over r square plus L square omega naught cos omega naught t plus L omega naught over r square plus L square omega naught square sin omega naught t. Okay, so this will be the particular solution for this problem. So actually this approach for finding the particular solution is somehow changed or modified when the input is of the same form as one of the components of the natural response. So in this case what we do is we must assume a particular solution that is independent of all the terms in the natural response in order to obtain the forced response of the system. Okay. So this can be accomplished to the procedure for generating independent natural response components when they are repeated roots in the characteristic equation, or specifically we can say that we multiply the form of the particular solution by the lowest power of t, that will give a response component not included in the natural response. Okay, so for example you can see that if the natural response contains the term e raised to the power minus at and t e raised to the power minus at due to a second order root at minus a, and the input is xt. So I would write xt equals to e raised to the power minus at, then in this case we assume a particular solution of the form c t square e raised to the power at. Okay, because this should be independent of all the terms in the natural response. So whatever we have discussed, the procedure for evaluating the forced response, we can just summarize in 3 steps. So what should be the first step? That find the form of the natural response, find the form of the natural response from the roots of the characteristic equation, from the roots of the characteristic equation. The second step can be to find a particular solution, find a particular solution yp by assuming it is of the same form as the input, and it should be independent of all the terms in the natural response. Okay, so you can just write it down here, that by assuming it is of the same form, by assuming it is of the same form as the input yet independent of all terms in the natural response. Okay, so this was the second step, and then for the third step you have to determine the coefficients in the natural response so that the forced response, which is denoted by this YF, equals to the particular solution plus the form same of the natural response. So this forced response has initial conditions at t equals to 0. So you have to determine the coefficients in the natural response so that this forced response has 0 initial conditions at t equals to 0. Okay, so this should has 0 initial conditions at t equals to 0. Okay, determine the coefficients so that they should satisfy this condition. Now we can again quickly see one example. So again the same circuit will be taken, same RL circuit. So this is an RL circuit, okay, and input is given as cos t, and the values of R and L are also given. R equals to 1 ohm and L equals to 1 Henry. Okay. Now the question is, you have to find the forced response of this system, forced response for this circuit. So the form of the natural response that we have already obtained or calculated in one of the previous problem, it was C e raised to the power minus R by L t. So this was the form of the natural response which was obtained in one previous example. A particular solution was also calculated in the previous example, so you can also write down the particular solution. So particular solution is R over R square plus L square cos t plus L upon R square plus L square sin t. Okay, so this was the particular solution, and in this particular solution we have used omega naught equals to 1 since it is 1 in the given problem, and we have also now we can substitute R equals to 1 ohm and L equals to 1 Henry as it is given in the problem. So the forced response will become C e raised to the power minus t plus half cos t plus half sin t ampere. Okay, so before this you can write that put R equals to 1 ohm and L equals to 1 Henry. So just by putting these values in these equations you can get the forced response, which is the summation of ynt and ypt. Okay, now the coefficient C can be determined from the initial condition y0 equals to 0. Okay, so you can just use this initial condition that output at t equals to 0 is 0. So C e raised to the power minus 0 plus half cos 0 plus half sin 0. Okay, this will come as c plus half. So from here the value of c comes out to be c equals to minus half. So in this particular equation of or expression of force response, you can just put the value of c, which is equal to minus half, to get the complete expression of this forced response. Okay. Now after calculating the forced response, now come to the complete response. So again, the complete response of the system, let me just write it again. The complete response of the system is the sum of natural response and the forced response. Okay, so you can just write it down that the complete response is the sum of natural response and forced response of the system. Okay, and if there is no need to separately obtain the natural and the forced response, that is, if it is not asked in the problem to separate the natural and forced response, then you can directly obtain the complete response of the system just by repeating the 3-step procedure for determining the forced response using the actual initial conditions instead of zero initial conditions. So we have already written down a 3-step procedure for calculating the force response, that is here. So you can just repeat this 3-step procedure for finding the complete response. But what will be the change? The change will be that you have to take the actual initial conditions which is given in the problem, instead of assuming the zero initial condition as it is given in the 3rd step. Okay, so this will be the change. Now we can very easily get the complete response of the system. Again, you, for the same circuit, let us draw it again. So we have used this circuit for 3 different examples, you can say. This is a simple RL series circuit. Now the question is, find the current through the RL circuit, which is shown in this figure, for an applied voltage of xt equals to cos t. Okay, assuming R equals to 1 ohm, L equals to 1 Henry, so this is already given, and the initial condition is y0 equals to 2 ampere. So this is already given in the problem. So you have to find the complete solution now. Okay. Now the form of the forced response that we already obtained in the previous example. So this was the form of this forced response, you can say, c e raised to the power minus t plus half cos t plus half sin t. So this was already obtained in the previous problem. So we can obtain the complete response of the system by solving for c, the constant c, so that the initial conditions y0 equals to 2 is satisfied. Okay, so this means that if I just put the initial condition which is given in the problem, that is 2 equals to c plus half 1 and plus 0. Okay, so that will give you c e raised to the power 3 by 2. So what should be the output expression? Yt should be equal to 3 by 2 e raised to the power minus t plus half cos t plus half sin t amps, okay, for t greater than equal to 0. Okay, so now this expression which you have obtained in this step, this actually corresponds to the sum of the natural and forced responses. Okay, so this is the answer, but you can also separately calculate the natural and the forced responses for it. Okay, so in previous example for the same circuit we have obtained the natural response as 2 e raised to the power minus t amps, okay, while in the next example where we calculated the force response, so we calculate it to be minus half minus e raised to the power minus t plus half cos t plus half sin t ampere. Okay, so if you sum for total output, that is yt equals to ynt plus yft, that is actually due to the definition of the complete response, it is the sum of natural and forced response. So you can calculate it to be yt should be equal to 3 by 2 e raised to the power minus t plus half cos t plus half sin t. Okay, so this is you can see that it is exactly equal to the response which we obtained by directly solving for the complete response. Okay, so you can calculate in either way. If in the problem it has been asked that you calculate both the parts separately, then you have to do separately, otherwise you can just go for the direct solution by using the initial conditions, the actual initial conditions which is given in the problem. So this is just a brief procedure of solving the differential equations, the knowledge about the differential equations, how the systems are represented through these differential equations. So this is all for today. In the next class we will start the next topic. Thank you very much.